Are you a beauty or barber pro looking for that push to do that thing you've always wanted to do, whether it's in or out of the salon, spa, or shop? Are you tired of not feeling good enough, smart enough, skilled enough? Are you tired of not getting a handle on your mental health, boundaries, and insecurities? I'm Krystine Sherwood, the Beauty Pro Coach, an internationally certified coach, a salon and spa owner, and your personal Jiminy Cricket. I use my own experiences, good and bad, as a salon owner to help you be more self aware, authentic, and forward thinking in your approach to life, in and out of the salon. It's time to reach your version of success with the Beauty Pro Coach podcast. Babes, so this week's episode is probably the episode you've been waiting for since the beginning, right? So this week I share some behind the scenes info of what it's really like working and running a business with your beauty or barber pro parent and some of the pros and cons. And so whether you're a parent listening of the child, I try to get both sides of the story for today's episode by working with my own mom in the salon and spa. Um, Share your favorite takeaways, send me a DM. Like, I want to get this conversation going because it's so inspiring, it's so heartwarming. I love working with other small businesses and salons who are also mother daughter or parent child relationships. Like, this industry is so family oriented and so amazing. Like, I love seeing families work together and succeed. And so I just felt like, it's time to share some of that on the Beauty Pro podcast. So here we are. And as you know, if you've been listening for a while, I own and run a salon and spa with my mom, who is a total OG of the hairdressing world. Like, she and all of her friends are totally my ideal beauty and barber pros. Like, they're amazing. They are a literal pack of perfectionistic OCD, ADHD, ADD artists that have worked with the best of the best all over the world. It has been such a privilege to know them and soak in all their knowledge about business and life and art and creativity, and to see them like go through all the different phases of their careers. And I'm still in contact with them, and some of them are in Miami Beach working with the elite down there. Others are in West Palm Beach working with some of the top and wealthiest people in the country. And it's just so amazing to see these women who also have children and families and have been through some crazy ish, man. It's like, whoa. Um, they're incredible. And I've learned everything I know about being a woman in business, a professional, from them, and from my mother especially. She's like the first pro. So anyway, so that's the first positive of the Beauty Pro podcast episode this today. The second pro is, like I said, being surrounded with some badass women. Okay, like, I know I'm supposed to be chatting about the pros of working with my mom specifically, but these other women that I'm talking about, they're also single moms. And they've had some tough experiences with men, addictions, abuse, all kinds of crazy. And yet they have focused on what they've known best since they were 16, 18, and which is hair. And they have overcome all of these obstacles. And like I said, they're working in some of the most elite areas in the country, and they are literal superheroes. And to know them, I'm just so honored. And so that's the second pro, which kind of ties in with the first one. But in any case, they all kind of run together. And so, like, the third pro is you get to know the ins and outs of how to look good as a human being. and why you should look good and what to do for yourself so that you do look good at all times. It's the ultimate life hack, right? like like our clients, like everybody wants that. Everybody wants a hairdresser in their family and everybody wants a mechanic in their family. And maybe a realtor. Like ultimate life hack, right? Um but here, like, I don't know if it's a pro or a con on whichever side, but it's to the point now where, and I'm not putting anybody down, but I can do my hair better than my mom, who actually taught me. Like, she'd probably like roll her eyes, like, yeah, whatever. But I feel like I do. And she's like, wow, your hair looks so good. And I'm like, I know, you taught me. And so there's that. But I can do her color, which is a pro for her. Totally. Like I know how to give good head massages and which and which areas of the head to touch to give you the best sleep of your life. Like these are all noteworthy things that it just kind of comes with the territory. Um Another pro is that you get to meet so many amazing, interesting people, right? Like whether it's famous people or their assistants or their PR pros, you get to travel across the country. Like we truly are like some superheroes, you know? And I love that in this industry for that because I would never have thought of that if it wasn't for my mom, right? Um so yeah, so there's that. I guess another pro, and it could also be a con too, is that when you're in business, you're constantly thinking about business. Like you don't have a regular 9 to 5. You go home, you take a break, you chill with your friends, you hang out with your boyfriend. Like that doesn't happen. Like we could be eating dinner and we're talking about a business proposal or a business plan or construction or how do we make it better or like you're constantly on. And so for me, I actually live 45 minutes away from my salon and spa, and it's two different um, markets from where I live to where the salon and spa is. And so you have your own challenges with that as far as demographics go. But when you drive together, you drive up and you drive back home, you get like a pump up, you get like a briefing. Okay, like these are the points for today. This is what we got to do today. And then on the way back, you kind of have a debrief of everything that did happen, what worked, what didn't work, who's acting up in the salon, what do we need to do, blah, 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 all those things. And I've actually grown to love that because for me personally, if I have a free minute, it's actually doing something else. So I'm constantly doing something. I'm never bored. And that was always my fear growing up into an adult. Like I didn't want to be bored and do the same thing over and over again. And so mission accomplished. I'm never bored. But probably, so that could be a pro and a con because when we're at family functions and we think of something, family gets so upset. And I personally believe they get upset because maybe they're not a part of it, they don't understand it, um, they don't know the significance of it, and so they get upset and they say no, no business talk, or stop working, or whatever it is, and it's just because they don't know that there isn't any other time, right? But it definitely helps with boundary setting and all the things. Okay, so now the con. The first con is, having a beauty or barber pro as a mother, you know, who's worked with like Neiman Marcus and traveled the world and done New York Fashion Week and Miami and LA and all these things. When I'm out in public and I see someone with a bad haircut, or it's not blended, or bad color, or just fried ends, like I can't do anything about it. Like for me, I see that there's something wrong, but because I'm not licensed to actually do the service, I can only give a business card of somebody else on my team who would be a perfect fit for that person. So it's a con, but it's a pro, but it's definitely a con. And like, I can't be the one to actually do it, you know? And that drives me crazy. And so, yeah. So there's that. It's torture, honestly. The second con is when I'm talking to other business owners, they immediately think that because my hair looks good, my color's on point, all those things, they immediately think that I'm the one who will be doing their services. So it's kind of tied in, right? And I always feel so bad when I tell them, no, 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 it's not me who's going to be doing your hair, especially the guys. Like, the guys, they just want to flirt and they want to have a good time. And I'm like, no. And they get so excited. And then I'm like, psych, it's not me. It's going to be this girl over here. And you're going to, like, they get so like, oh, like, you can tell that they were like hitting on you hard. And it's awkward. And then it's kind of like, yeah, I'm in business. Come on in, come see my team. Like, not me. And so it can feel, I feel bad for them. So that's definitely a con. And then I think the third con for today's episode, and I'm sure there's more. That's why I want to hear from you. Like, what are some of your cons and pros? Like, I want to know what you have to say, because this is just like right off the top of my head, right? So, to the everyday person, it might be fun, which it totally is, and I love it all the time. But sometimes you're just like not in the mood, right? You're not in the mood to be the model, right? You're not in the mood to be the tester. And I think this one is actually a new thing for me, and it could be because I have a podcast, because I'm coaching, headshots, all that stuff. Like, if I change my hair, like, I have to update all my photos, right? Like, I don't have to, but I have to, you know? And I mean, when I was younger, like, I had green, blue, red, yellow, short hair, long hair, curly hair, platinum. Like, I've had it all. I've done it all. But where I am now, I just want fast and easy, in and out, slap my color on and let me out the door. And to someone else, that might be heaven, right? Like, oh my God, sign me up every day of the week. People get to play with my hair. But growing up with it, it's like, I am so tired of sitting in the chair. Like, I'm tired, right? And even with that, like, even saying it out loud, like, I love to be the model. I love it when there's a new hair cutting technique or a placement technique with color. Like, I am usually the model because my hair is it's so thick and it's so curly, and it's the best way to train. So I'm definitely not complaining. I'm just being honest. And honestly, I'm trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel to try to find a third con for this episode. So it's a con, but it's not a con, but it is, but it's there. So you decide. Um, so that's it, really, babes, for this week. These are the points of the things that are pros and cons of working with your mom. Sometimes you just want to, and it has happened, where you just want to be like, Mom, right? And like, you can't because you're at work. And it's not, at least for me and we try to be very professional. So we don't go mother, daughter. No, none of that. We're like, my name's Krystine. Her name is this. Like, we are going to work together and we're going to get this done because we are professionals. We are not mommy daughter playtime right now. That's not it. And so working with a parent in that capacity, you get to learn each other for who you are. And you get to learn that you're not perfect at everything. Your parent is not perfect at everything. And it's truly a humbling experience. And so I put these things together and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you got something out of it. And, but again, Instagram me, send me an email, contact me. I want to know what you got out of today's episode. I feel like there's so much more to mention, but that's all I got. So you tell me, what are some of your pros and cons of working with your mom? Could you even work with a parent? What's it been like? How, like, who was more successful at getting clients? Like, let's make it competitive, right? Send me an Instagram on a DM on Instagram, and I look forward to hearing from you. And I'll catch you next week. If you loved this episode, subscribe to the BeautyPro podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave your reviews, stars, feedback so I can continue bringing the content you deserve and want most. Your feedback fuels this podcast. The more you give, the more you get back. You can follow me at The BeautyPro Coach on Instagram and Facebook. Want to contact me directly? Email me at befree@goldentruthcoaching.com.